I need to buy a camera stand, but I don't got any money for you. I got something to tell you guys. As you know, I've been tracking the movements of like these spam bots all around, trying to uncover, is as you know, it's a big rabbit hole. If you know what I mean, these guys are like these guys are like psychopaths. If you know what I mean. Now these movements kindly led me back to another rabbit hole I was investigating a couple of years back. If you don't know what I mean, there was this one spam bot account that just spams. That just when you visit the channel, it's just a playlist of men beating up women. If you know what I mean. And this rabbit hole is when I checked this guy's community posts and I saw a commenter kind of more like kind of talking about a very famous mass shooting in Canada, if you know what I mean. Like, if people don't know about the 1989 Eco Polytechnic massacre in back in December of that year, it's a pretty big issue, a very big attack on women, if you know what I mean. And this guy is immortalizing, you know, kind of like justifying the actions of said perpetrator, Mark Le Pen. And that's why I checked this guy's channel, look at the community post, and this guy is all about the perpetrator, Mark Le Pen. When I mean Mark Le Pen, I mean this guy was all about him. He was simping for this guy. And I mean, this guy has misogynistic views like Le Pen. That's why I come across a issue with the true crime community. These guys make edits on like actual terrorists. Like if you don't know, like Elliot Rodger, Mark Le Pen, like I talked about, and also like the perpetrator of the 2011 Norway attacks, Anders Behring Breivik, if you know what I mean. And what I mean, they were simping for him. And you think, Colin, these guys are probably girls that think they're hot. No. No, these guys are men, if you know what I mean. These guys were men, like actual men, simping for these men. If you don't know what I mean, these guys think that they were like, what that they was righteous. That these guys were against feminism. But when you attack women just because they're women doesn't make them righteous. I have like I never said anything about these guys because these guys they weren't like a what's it called? These guys are like what I call it. These guys were like incels, you know? These guys who hate women just because they were constantly rejected by them. or as I call it, men who can't get any bitches and keep whining about it. Like I said, if you are in cell, keep trying. Keep trying to get it. There's plenty of fish in the sea. If they reject you, they reject you. Just ignore them. Don't don't get issued by it and say, yeah, I'm the perfect man. You are not the perfect man if you constantly annoy a woman. I'm not a feminist. I'm not a misogynist. I'm just saying this from my perspective. If you know what I mean, if you constantly attack men, women just because they reject you, it's like back on the topic at hand. I was kind of going off topic over there. Uh, and what I mean, they were met. These guys were simping for like. If you don't know what the attacks were on in Norway were in 2011, these this was like an attack. It was far right extremism, if you know what I mean. And when I mean far right extremism, I mean far right extremism. Like people are simping for they're simping for Terrence, Breivik, fucking I don't know. What is it? What's the other guy called? Yeah, Dylan Roof. If you know what I mean. Fucking I don't know. A lot of these guys were far right. That's why I see the issue on the at hand. Oh, oh. The issue at hand here is because most of these guys are men. That's what worries me. Most of them are men, mostly 20, 30 years old. Just came out of college. Just came out of the just came out of college and trying to start up their own, you know, stuff. And when I mean just starting up this stuff, I mean they were like these guys are mostly like 20, 21, respectively. I mean respectively was freaking I can speak English. I can talk right now. I can talk. I I can talk to them. You see, the issue at hand over here is these guys are like mentally insane. I mean, the true crime community at hand, they're mostly just chill guys. They're mostly chill guys, but these guys, some guys were like chilling, like simping, like women, men, hell, even kids, like teenagers from 18 to 17 years old. If you catch my drift. And I mean they were like crazy. You mean, I mean, it's kind of like what the anime community, no, what my Academia community is, but like on steroids. And literally, they were capable of actually committing a shooting, if you know what I mean. There's no point in a fucking return. I mean, there's most of these guys are men. Most of these guys people who simp for are men. I mean, there were a lot of edits about Breivik. I mean, look up any video about the attacks, and it's everywhere. These guys are on the. If you check on the comment section and click on the new ones, it's all about praising this guy for 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 attacking the Muslim community. Let's like these motherfuckers in the far right was against immigration, Muslims, foreigners. Like I get that these Muslims are going to be an issue, but don't fucking hate them just for being here because their fucking lives are shit. Like I mean, they were from Syria, Iraq, Iran, fucking Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Morocco, Turkey. Those guys. They went through shit. They went through hell. Are you attacking them just because they are from different religion who hates on women? How can you hate a religion that is a couple years older than your religion? I mean, these guys were like Bering Breivik was an avid Christian. No, it was not. He was an atheist, you know? Like, he was also against labor parties. You know, he was against social democratic parties. He was he's mostly like these far right people. They all hate people, communism, Marxist Leninism, Maoism, all these kinds of ideologies, you know? Like the reason why he attacked the Utoya camp was just because it was a camp for the youth division of the Social Democratic Party of Norway, if you know what I mean. And then you got the problem with these far right people. These guys in Norway, Sweden, Denmark, these types of areas, far right extremism is at its high. It's at its peak. I mean, in Sweden is worse, and in Norway is worse, but Denmark is what do you call it? Pretty tame on the far right extremism. You know, like we have far right extremism, but we don't attack people just because they are Muslim or from a, from another fucking country. We don't do that. We just let them be, and we talk about it in the kitchen or in the living room. We don't talk about the crap. If you know if you know what I mean. Yes. Okay. If you know what I mean. If you catch my drift. And then you got the issue with misogynism or feminism. These guys were also that adamant. They were so like it's kind of laid down, laid back a little bit. Just because nobody's going to support someone who kills women. Yeah, Generation Alpha would because they are like brain dead kids, if you know what I mean. Like these guys will type in Sigma on the comment section about a guy who killed people. No, he killed women, and then call it, oh, he was unfaithful, and then they say, oh, he was Sigma. I mean, these kids, they will be the next mass shooter if we keep it going like that, man. It's like what I mean about we need to keep people on our down low. I mean, there are people influences. Like some mass shootings have influences like games and shit, but then we got those guys who keep encouraging these attacks. Like I mean, I had people like we had these like there's never been a far right attack ever in this country, never, and it will remain that way because we are not like Norway or Sweden. We are not like that. We have some far right people in the far right, but that's just because we are small. We are a small country. We can't take any more immigrants. We can't take them in. If you know what I mean. And then you got the issue. We got people blaming games for these attacks, but you don't gotta blame games for attack. You gotta go out also on outside influences like bullying, like outside influences, like far right influences. But that's also the issue on the world today. Kids for like 15, 16, 17, like very young children are getting involved in politics. Like these kids, they were like half of them far right, half of them far left, you know? Like kids are getting involved in politics, even though they're too young to understand politics, if you know what I mean. And then you got people who might say yeah, because it's because of the games, and then it's not about the games, kiddo. Buckaroo. No, it's not about the games. It's about what you did as a parent, what you did as a guardian. Like there was like if you don't remember, there was like in the news report in the BBC about a 15-year-old kid who offed himself, and people were starting to blame DDLC. If you don't know, Doki Doki Literature Club. Mm, I can't talk today. Doki Doki. I can't talk today. I don't know why. DDLC, if you know what I mean. That DDLC. And blaming it for being too violent. You gotta blame, like these parents are blaming a game for your own kid offing himself. Don't blame the game. Blame you as a parent. Like the problem with parents today, they can't even raise a kid properly. Yeah, some kid offed himself. Oh, it was the video games. Like, this kid shot up his school. Oh, it was video games. Blame the kid first. No, not blame the kid. Blame the parents first, and then the games. Maybe you get some understanding about what is the problem, and not blame a game for what happened. It's like suing an airliner just because the plane crashed. Don't blame the airliner for the mistake. Blame the pilots for that mistake, unless it's a mechanical issue. You can blame the airline or the airline company. That's what I will do. If one of my family members dies in a plane crash, I would. It's just how it is. We got like I know if someone attack shoots up a school and blames fucking games for it, you gotta just stop. Blame you first because people think, oh, it was a video game. Let's blame the video game. You know, don't blame something and then blame not and don't blame something and not blame yourself. Because if you blame something and not yourself, it will lead to that thing's downfall. If you know what I mean. I don't I don't blame the parents from saying, "Oh, this game is violent." Yeah, it's made to be violent. People are getting bored with kids' games, you know. Yeah, we played cool math games. Not me. I don't know what the fuck that was. Yeah, people in the United States of America played it, but not me. I was playing Skylanders. Oh, and Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare, if you know what I mean. And then you got people blaming, mostly blaming the most stupid shit, like blaming anime, a fucking video game, fucking TV shows, books, if you know what I mean. And then they say, oh, it wasn't us, it was that, it was this, and this and that. There was like, if you don't know, I have a shit ton of books, and most of them aren't even kid friendly. And when I don't have, yeah, I have those magazines right there in my closet, but I don't use them anymore. They're just collecting dust. What I mean is, I got um, I got a book about guns. I got a book about fucking guns. Look at this. Fucking look. Wait a second. Wait a second. Look. This is a book about guns. You think I ain't capable of doing this? Of look, look at this. I have a book about guns, and I ain't got that thoughts. It's not the book that's the problem. It's how you treat your kids that's the problem. And I might say you are judging them too often. I'm not judging them just because they are parents. I'm judging them because they can't treat their kids properly. If they can't treat the kids properly, they're not allowed to be parents. Like, the reason why there's so many mass shootings in the US isn't because the gun problem. Yeah, it is the gun problem, but it's also the parents' problem, the parents' issue. The issue about it is these guys are coming into contact with guns, games. Yeah, games are also the issue, mostly. But it's also the problem with the parents because if you don't check on your kids often, they would gladly shoot up a school. It's mostly the parents' problem. Because if it isn't, I know what is. And like they are saying, GTA is a problem because of the nudity and not the violence. So you want to ban GTA because of the nudity, but not the violence. I don't get it. Why are you having issues with GTA 5 because of the nudity and not the violence? Hmm, that sounds odd. Why are you having issues with a video game that has violence, but not focusing on the nudity? Hmm. If you don't know, people focus more on the nudity than the violence. If you don't know what I mean, like people, that's like kids. If you don't know, I also have Danganronpa on my PlayStation 4 downstairs, and people don't have issues with it. Hmm. Even though it's violent, like the people who's supposed to be like the age rating on a game is 17 and up. If you know what I mean. Mostly because of violence and that sort of thing. But the problem is, it has fan service. Why aren't they having issue with it? Why aren't they having issue with something that has fan service, but they have issue with GTA 5 just because it has nudity in it? I mean, I played GTA 5 and my parents don't have issue with it. But now these people in America have issue with it. And then I think about it. Hmm, sounds quite suspicious, if you know what I mean. Like there was, like people who blame people on shit that they did a while back is like not an issue anymore. If you, like, in every country that thing wampa, nobody has issue with it. Hmm. 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 Something doesn't add quite up. Hmm. Hmm. Something that doesn't add quite up. Like, most parents blame GTA 5 for the violence and nudity or some shit. But there's so many violent games. Why are you blaming GTA only? Hmm. Why are they blaming GTA 5 and shit for causing violence in the world? So, that sounds quite weird, right? I mean, the most games I play is mostly violent. But I hadn't gotten those thoughts of attacking people. Then why are they whining about GTA 5 even though it doesn't have to do with the problem at school? Hmm. I don't know. It's mostly that. It's mostly the issue about the nudity in that game instead of the violence in that game, like managing to kill people in that game. Hmm. Hmm. I guess so. You might have to look on the violence part of the games, parents, because that's the issue, not the nudity, the violence. And then you got people blaming other things for what happened. I mean, they were mostly copycat crimes all over. The people trying to copy the scenes in a game or in the movie, but it's mostly because of mental issues. You know what I mean? So why are you blaming the video game if it was mental issues? That sounds right suspicious. It might be on topic we can talk about it in another video. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. I mean, I know how many battle life I have right now. 78%. Okay. I'm gonna end this video up right here. If you, I'm gonna end this video right here. Just give me a like and subscribe. And I see you in I don't know how many days, weeks, maybe months. So, bye. So bye. Goodbye.